Oh, it's early here in the hills of eastern Kentucky. Getting ready to jump on a plane to go see the Mouse in Florida for what I hope will be the last dance competition of the year. But I couldn't leave without doing this list for you. So this is the first appearances and key issues for the greatest day of the week, New Comic Book Day, May 5th, 2021. So let's get started. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before I jump into the key issues and first appearances this week, I want to ask you to hit that subscription button, turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content. Hit that thumbs up button if you like the video, and leave a comment below and let me know if there's any books I'm missing this week, or just say hi, whatever feels good. Also want to remind you of the code. Still have that code going with Street Level Hero LA. That code is STC10. Go over, make a purchase, use that code. You'll get 10% off your order, but most importantly, 25% of your overall order goes to the American Cancer Society for Cancer Research. So great cause. I've been very, very successful with that, and we're just going to keep going. As long as we keep raising money, we're going to keep going. Cause is great, and hopefully I'll get you guys a few numbers here soon and let you know exactly how much we've raised. So very cool. Also, just a quick reminder, last week, I want to say last Monday, I did my second #Grow Together giveaway video, giving away a Spawn number 7 9.8. You need to go over to that video, watch it, go sub up to all those channels, and then make sure you comment in the video #Grow Together. Also hit that thumbs up button on that video, and that'll get you entered into the giveaway. So go check that out. All right, you guys ready? Let's get into our books this week. All right, so as we normally start our list, we're going to do the first appearances this week. Let me get my trusty glasses on because I can't see anymore, and I'm reading it off the screen here. So most of these are from DC this week. Batman has been having a ton of first appearances, and so that's first on the list this week. It's Batman 108. You've got the first full appearance of Miracle Molly, a member of the Insanity Collective. The first appearance of Squeak, member of the Unsanity Collective. And then the first appearance of Master Wise, leader of the Unsanity Collective. And you also have the origin of Peacemaker in this one. So, ton of stuff, and you're going to see later in the list, there's a ton of covers for this one. A lot of store exclusives, things like that are pretty dope. So, that's a pretty big book this week. All right, so next up, Crime Syndicate number 3. It's the first appearance of Alexander Luthor from Earth 3. You also have the origin of Superwoman in that one. Heroes Reborn, and there's an entire list of people. First appearances in this one. It's the first team appearance of the Squadron Supreme of America. First appearance of Daywalker Blade. First appearance of Dr. Juggernaut. First appearance of Black Skull. First appearance of Silver Witch. First appearance of the Unstoppable Algog. Introduction of Thanos, Infinity Rings, and then preview sketches of multiple characters in this book. So this is the Heroes Reborn. I don't know how much those first appearances really hold up down the road. I don't know. You could get a Dr. Juggernaut, kind of like you got Professor Hulk, I guess. That could be interesting, but that's Heroes Reborn number 1, and there's an entire list of people in that one. Next up is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1. This is a book I'm kind of looking forward to. It's the premier issue of a 5-issue prelude to the War of the Bounty Hunters event. You have an introduction of the Black Mandalorian armor, and you have the first appearance of Doc Ragone, and the first mention of Ryman Lictor. So, could be a cool book. I'm looking forward to that one. As far as, new books this week. And that's Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1. Last up on our first appearances this week is the first team appearance of the Dark Riders, led by Majik, Marrow, Forearm, Wolf Cub, Mamox, and Shark Girl. And that's X-Men Curse of the Man-Thing number 1. So that's the last up on our first appearances this week. let's jump into our second prints. Only a couple of second prints notating this week. We've got We Live number 5 second print, and then also Noctura number 2 is out for its second printing. And Noctura is one of my favorite books right now, so I saw that had a second print. I'll probably purchase it, so I thought I'd throw it on the list for the second prints. But only a couple of those this week, so not a whole lot there. So let's jump into our honorable mentions. All right, so honorable mentions this week. First off, we've got Swamp Thing number 3. That's the first meeting of the new Swamp Thing, Levi, Cammy, and Alec Holland, the former Swamp Thing. You also have probably one of my favorite and a must pull for me every week is Immortal Hulk number 46. That's the Al Ewing series with Alex Ross and Joe Bennett doing the covers, and the art. Just phenomenal run. Must read for me. One of the first things I read every week when it shows up in my pull list. So then we've got Fear Case number 4. That's another one for me. That's a great read that I love. Deep Beyond number 4 is out this week. I'm kind of iffy on that series. Like, it's okay, and like I see potential in it, but it's still not just totally hooked me. Now, the last issue, number 3, was pretty good. So I'm hoping it's building up to something that's going to end up being a pretty good read after all. But so I'm still on the fence about that one. But Deep Beyond number 4 makes the honorable mention list this week because I am kind of looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Then you've got ENIAC number 3 from Bad Idea. We all know ENIAC number 1 was crazy hot when it came out. I like the book. It's a good read. Interesting concept. You basically got a supercomputer that's running the world. Kind of like Ultron, I guess you could say, from the Avengers. Basically can get in and manipulates everything. So dig that book, ENIAC number 3. And then finally you've got Nocturne number 3, which is hands down another, along with Immortal Hulk, one of my favorite reads, and really Fear Case too. But Nocturne number 3, Scott Snyder, one of my favorite authors or writers, and that comes out this week, so can't wait on that one. All right, so let's do our top 5 list this week. First book is a independent. It's called Eden number 1, and the synopsis reads: a tattoo artist falls for a mysterious woman whose tattoos vanish after just days, and the more he learns about her, the deeper he experiences love and horror. So that sounds kind of cool to me. And you're trying to find books to put on this top 5 list that kind of sound interesting, that maybe you're not checking out that you should. And I think Eden number 1 could be one of those. So I'm definitely going to pick that one up, thumb through it, and see how I like it. All right, next up, and this is just strictly just my interest buy and addition to the list, and that's The Good Asian number 1. Chinatown Noir, starring the first generations of Americans to come of age under an immigration ban. The Chinese, as they are besieged by rampant murders, abusive police, and a world that seemingly never changes. That one interests me because it's still kind of got your murder, your mystery, police corruption, things like that, and that generally interests me. So The Good Asian number 1 is a definite pickup for me this week. All right, next up, number 3 on the list is Suicide Squad number 3. This is a crossover event between the Suicide Squad and the Teen Titans Academy, and you also get the first cover appearance of Bolt in costume. Suicide Squad wasn't on my radar until Mark from Legion of Comics was kind of telling me about it. I picked up the first couple of issues. He's right. It's a great read. I think that could be a really good run. So Suicide Squad number 3 makes number 3 on the list this week. All right, next up, in a book I already mentioned, and this is number 2 on the list, is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1. And I'm just looking forward to this. I like The Mandalorian. I like Boba Fett, even though he's not in the movie a whole lot, the original Star Wars movies. He's still cool, and I dig him, and I'm really looking forward to this series. So this is definitely on the pull and going to be all the way up to the Bounty Hunters event. So that's Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1 at number 2 on the list this week. And then number 1 on the list, and I didn't really know how I couldn't put this on the list after what book number 1 did, and that's Batman Fortnite 0. Point number 2. I didn't even know Batman Fortnite 0.1 existed. And that book went insane. I mean, on secondary market, because the folks out there playing Fortnite, you could get a code to get a particular skin. Well, in this one, again, it's a crossover of characters from the video game Fortnite. It is sealed with a redeemable code to unlock the Batman Zero Wing Glider. And then if you get all 6 codes, so apparently with all these books that are coming out, if all 6 codes from each issue are redeemed, player gets access to armored Batman Zero suit. Hell, I might start playing Fortnite. That sounds kind of cool. Now, my nephew does play, and I did find me an issue number 1. I'm going to grab this issue number 2, and I'm just going to get them all and then give my nephew the code so he can get all the stuff. He'll think that's the coolest thing ever. So, number 1 on the list, just based on hype alone and the fact that, secondary market's probably going to go nuts again this week. Now, they may print a bunch of these books this week because they know it's going to be crazy, but that's Batman Fortnite 0. Number 2. So we'll finish up the list this week with the covers, and I actually do have a few covers this week. There were several covers that stood out to me as ones that if I'm in the store and I see them, I'll probably grab them. First up is Suicide Squad number 3, the variant, and it's a variant cover art by Gerald Perel. Got Red X on it, just a dope cover, one I really, really dig. That's one I can probably get in the store because it's just a variant. Then I was talking about earlier in the video, Batman 108. There are a ton of store variants. And I'm going to throw 2 of them up on the screen here that I really like. The first one is a variant by Rocta Lynn. And in the mode of David Mack, the color palette that this artist chooses for this cover, I just really like it. And think it's a fire cover. I love it. So I'll probably, if I can find it, I'll probably grab that one. Then you've got this really cool store exclusive by Carlo Cohan featuring Miracle Molly. And it'll be up on the screen here too. I just think that's awesome. Then you've got Vampirella number 19. I've become a sucker for a Perillo cover. I think this Vampirella cover is really, really nice. I love it. Then we've got Heroes Reborn number 1 variant. Now, the one I want is the 1 in 200, so it'll probably cost a couple $100 to get it. But it's an Art Germ cover, and I think it is fire. I love it. So if I can come across that one for sure, I'm going to grab it. And then last up, and probably my favorite cover, I just love the way that it looks. It is Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha number 1. Variant cover art by E.M. Guest, and it is also a store exclusive. Fire. Love that cover. Love everything about it, and I am on the hunt for it right now. So as soon as I locate it, I might even show you on a video or something. I don't show a ton of the books that I get on videos, but if I get that one, I love it. That's one it's slab worthy. I'd get it slabbed right away. Just a fire cover. All right, guys, that is the list this week. Wish us luck as we head down to Disney World, and my daughter competes in the World's Dance Competition. Speaking of Star Wars, I haven't been down there since they opened Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and I do have tickets to Hollywood Studios one day, so I'm going to go check that out. Kind of looking forward to that. Remember, guys, I appreciate all the support I've been getting. Make sure you go over and check that #GrowTogether video. Let's support these other channels. Help them grow and give yourself a chance to win that Spawn number 7 9.8 slab. Remember to hit the subscription button, turn on the notification bell, do all that good stuff. Appreciate it, guys. Until next time.